We should be able to have a civil debate. Nobody, including Riley Gaines, who I disagree with strongly, should be
What do you disagree with, out of interest?
I think that it should be up to sporting bodies to make the decisions about who and how should compete.
What has she said that's actually wrong?
I think that what she has done is try to turn this. We talked about people, using things to kind of get likes and get clicks.
That's not what she's doing. I've got no truck for Riley Gaines personally, but all I've seen her do is stand up for women's rights to fairness and equality.
Well,
she actually competed against Leah Thomas, and it was obviously unfair. Leah Thomas won one of the races in the NCAA championships by 50 seconds against a bunch of biological females who simply couldn't keep up. That cannot be right. It cannot be fair.
That is something that I think our sporting bodies should be dealing with. And by the way, Riley is speaking up for herself, and that is her prerogative, and I respect her free speech.
I think she's speaking up for pretty much every female athlete in the world.
I mean, wasn't that there seems to be so many instances, I think, where wokeness is the opposite of what I grew up as liberalism. Liberalism was, let's give the women an equal shot. This is let's put a male in the swimming pool with the women. I don't get it.
It's crazy. And meanwhile, trans people who genuinely want to compete at athletics and swimming or whatever it may be, they're the ones who are suffering here. They need to be found a way to compete fairly and justly.
Well, what's your answer then?
I think there's one or two answers. I think they either compete against their biological sex, as many of them did before, or you create an entirely new category for a transgender athlete. And then they're able to compete fairly. But what you cannot do is continue to allow more and more trans athletes to start decimating women's records, in some cases, irrevocably. It's just not fair.
So this woman is running for the governor of California. She's completely insane, as you're going to find out in this video. She's that bad. She makes Gavin Newsom look good. Now, I think it's quite obvious why she wants to leave it up to the individual sporting bodies, because in her mind, she probably thinks, well, if I become governor of California, I can just influence them sporting bodies and allow men to compete with women. But luckily, I don't think she's going to win, because she is an absolute nutcase, and I'm not even joking. We've got a lot to get through. We'll start with this. This is how she treats her own staff.
500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money. Perfect. Okay.
I could tell pretty quickly that this woman is a fucking lunatic. And then I saw this article which confirmed what I believed, right? And it says, Katie Porter scolded her ex-husband's scalp with potatoes. Said the California Democrat frequently abused him verbally, threw toys, books and other objects at him during their marriage, even pouring scalding hot mashed potatoes on his head during a fight. And you know the craziest part about this story is the fact that this woman actually wasted mashed potatoes. He then filed for divorce from Porter in 2013 and also asked for a restraining order. Now, if a man is asking for a restraining order against a woman, that means she must be completely crazy. She also routinely abused him by saying he was an effing idiot, effing incompetent. She also shattered a glass coffee pot on their kitchen counter in March 2012 when she felt their house wasn't clean enough. And this is the woman that delusional liberal women are going to vote for in droves. As well, you just know it. Like, they probably look at her and like, oh yeah, she's so forthcoming and so independent. Like, no, the woman's a complete nutcase. You do not want this woman anywhere near any type of power within the government. And on top of that, she can't even answer basic questions. And when she does get a little pushback, look how she reacts.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
them
is
to win.
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I
argumentative.
said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered
I don't
our
care.
follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation, which you ask me about every issue on this list.
It's so obvious what happens with these type of people, right? They go through life basically getting their own way, bullying everybody. And when they face somebody like this, a reporter who's given her questions she doesn't like, and then she can't answer it because she's completely incompetent, the woman starts pressing her. She can't actually explain what she means because she doesn't know what she's talking about. Instead of realizing this, she's gonna flip out. I mean, look how visibly pissed she got. I don't think the reporter realizes how close she was to getting scalding hot potatoes thrown on her head. Like, you're running for governor of California, you're going to get some tough questions. Not every conversation has to be positive.
And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And we're
Porter,
just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never had to do
reporter.
this before, ever.
You've never had to have a
end an
conversation
interview.
with
To end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader.
I'm me. I'm running for governor because I'm a leader, but I can't answer a basic question.
So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you.
Then answer the fucking questions. It's not that hard, is it? It's almost threatening, isn't it? I don't want to have this experience with you. I don't want to have to throw scalding hot potatoes on your fucking head.
And I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting is a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just on the responses to that question. And I've asked everybody the same follow-up questions.
Anyway, this is what she had to say about her daughter when Trump won the election.
So on election night, I went to pick up my daughter from water polo practice, and she's 12, and she got in the car and she was crying. And I said, did someone punch you? Like, water polo is a rough sport. I was like, did someone hit you? Did the coach yell at you? What happened? And she said, Mom, Trump won. Trump's going to win. And what if I get raped and I need to have an abortion? This is from a 12-year-old, my 12-year-old daughter. And so it was really a reminder of how scary this time is for people and how important it is for Democrats to have strategies, both at the state level and the federal level, to make sure that we can continue to protect people's rights.
The allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity. So this is clearly prohibited under Twitter's content, yet you found hundreds of these posts on the platform.
So yeah, she's now trying to say that if you're attracted to minors, it's like a gender identity or a sexual orientation and not necessarily a crime. On top of the fact she's obviously brainwashed her own daughter, because what 12-year-old is actually worrying about abortions? Unless you're putting it in their head, I don't think they care about that. So she's obviously influencing her daughter. Now, not only is this woman obviously a lunatic. And not only has she abused her ex-husband and probably abuses everybody else close to her. I mean, you could see how she treats her staff on camera. So we know what type of person she is. But on top of all of that, oh yeah, and she can't answer simple questions. On top of that, right, she's just incompetent. Her views are so backwards. And despite all of this, there will still be some liberal women who will vote for this woman. That is how crazy society has got. But yeah, I don't think she's gonna win. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you on the next one.